Piece 1108 review reaction. So, I used to voice act these chapters, and I did probably 1,200 videos worth of One Piece content before my channel got taken down. How did I voice act 1,200 One Piece chapters? There's a lot of extra side material. And so now I'm just doing this here. Hopefully, this doesn't get another copyright strike on my channel. And if it does, I'm going to have to really reformat these. So first, I really like this image here. Luffy's gonna punch, you need to dodge, like that. And this cover art is just lovely here. You have some One Piece girls. So of course, you got the mainstays. You got Robin, Nami, Hancock, and I would say Uda recently has moved into that fray of mainstay One Piece women. She just exploded in popularity after Film Red, probably in part because of Ado, or Ado, I think is her name. And then we have Ryuju and Tashigi, who are less common. I'm a little surprised at Tashigi, especially. I never took it for really popular. I could see this easily being Rebecca, a Vivi, a Perona instead. So I'm a little shocked here. Maybe even a Carrot, right? Carrot's pulled surprisingly high one of the popularity polls. I did not expect her to get that high. Of course, where's Big Mom? You know. So they're all surrounded by puppies, women and puppies. Of course, Oda knows what people like, and fashionable puppies at that. Look at that hat. Look at that hat. And look at this elegant top hat. And he's just sticking his tongue out mocking you because he knows you will never be as fashionable as that dog here. And then this one obviously has sunglasses on because he's pretty cool. Look, it's this one probably. And this one just has a fancy hairstyle. And so, one of the big things that came out of this chapter is the presence of Caribou, which I think is kind of genius storytelling, to be perfectly honest. I never thought much of Caribou at all. I was like, oh, he's a thing. I didn't think he'd play a big role. I think he was kind of there just so that just because you're Logia, that doesn't mean you're very strong. Maybe in the New World, in the Old World, he would have been, but in the New World, he's not so special. But it's like, wait a minute, this man does know about Shirahoshi. He does know about Pluton. He knows about these secret weapons, and he's just kind of been following along in the background. And I think that's valid. And of course, Van Auger has gotten such a boost from the One Piece crew or One Piece fan base. Everybody absolutely loves him, and he is just amazing with this whole the world thing. And like he is him, so to speak. And then what is it? Catalina Davina, I think is her name. I don't have much to say about her, but she's cool as well. I like how um, Blackbeard's crew is standing up to the Gorosei. It's amazing. I love it, and we'll see how he does. You know, and actually what I predict is that he'll go in there next to Blackbeard, then he'll get killed after he gets the information, or he'll try to pull some slimy stuff, and Blackbeard will just kill him. And then we got introduced to the Vice Admirals, which we knew about Bluegrass, and I'm pretty sure we knew about Guillotine, and Doberman is the OG. I don't know if we knew about Hound. I like the expansion of Vice Admirals because it shows that the Navy's a lot broader than we really think, and it shows the power base because Vice Admirals could be super, super weak to super, super strong. Bluegrass is somebody I really, really like. Their power is really underrated, and there's a little clip later that we're going to see that I enjoy of her. And Doberman is just a classic. I think he participated in the last couple of Buster Calls as well, too. So it's kind of business as usual. Like, all right, we get another Vice Admiral here. Let's call it Doberman. He's reliable. But yeah, I kind of like him just for being one of the original admirals, though. I am liking Bluegrass a whole lot. This is an interesting thing. It'd be unprecedented, but is there any interest in calling off the Buster Call for now? And I think that's really fair, right? Because all the pacifistas who were supposed to replace the Seven Warlords are now gone, right? And the Seven Warlords are like a great equalizer. Imagine, you have Mihawk, and you have Hancock, and you have Gecko Moria, and Jinbei, right? And now you're essentially fighting an ideally equivalent force against that. Like, can they take it? I don't know if they could, right? Because it's not the Navy, it's some Vice Admirals. And so that's, I think, a really, really cool thing to say, because essentially Bonnie now has the power now has like a third of the world government's power at her fingertips, right? Or one of the great equalizers, or great, what do you call this? The great forces that balance the powers, or it tips the scale, right? To make sure the emperors don't rule over everything. So Bonnie is a one-man wrecking crew, one-man army. And Tosa, I don't know much about it. Like, these fingers will drag her to hell. My 10-barrel gun can even rip open armor, okay? So he has the whole CP9 hockey, thing like that. I just think this is kind of funny. It's like a Kamehameha, but like that. I think that's a really, really funny thing. He's just gonna munch him like cha 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 cha. He's gonna Pac-Man him to death there, or Pac-Man both of them to death. And you know that's probably the most unpleasant way to go, right? Just torn apart, right? And so I just think it's funny. And yeah, Tosa seems all right, a formidable vice admiral. I just don't know if he has main character design or like relevant design. I see Bluegrass being an interesting side character. Doberman is kind of an interesting side character. Maybe Guillotine can get like the Zephyr treatment where he's sort of side character. Hound doesn't give me like main villain energy or anything like that. Just another character with a decent design. He's kind of fearful, right? And he's gonna go and take them out, but then the giants come in and save them. And this giant especially, I really like the design. It's very how should I put it? Garden gnomey. Like I could see this being a garden gnome through and through, and it would be absolutely a joy. And then he's just carrying them all the way. They're like, yeah, go ahead. I like it there. Dorian Broggy, absolute choice. And so of course, we have these ones here. I remember Urban from last time. At least I think I do. And Pomsky. I think these were shown earlier. But part of what I like about Bluegrass is look at this. Bluegrass just takes everything over, right? And I don't know if this is stated who it is. Is that supposed to be one of them? It seems like it had to be the taller, lanky guy. And I do like this nod to Saul, or Saul, because it's like, oh, my commanding officer a little over 20 years ago was a giant. And I don't know how old Doll is. Doll has a great design, definitely main character energy. But I don't know how old Doll is. Is Doll like 40? Is Doll like 30 something here? Was she in the Marines when she was rather young here? And in the lab above the Clouds of the Sky Island, right? But I don't know. I think this is a real cool interaction so that the Navy is not new to Giants. Although I'm pretty sure like John Giant and Saul were kind of like token picks in order to try to bridge relations with the Giants, right? And then I like how much more chaotic that Saint Saturn's getting. He's just like he's trying to do his best, and he's like again, he's just going mad here. One thing that just straight shocked me here is just this panel here, because I thought that this would be like a bigger panel, like this would be like a whole page turn, like oh no, what's happening, and then like he kicks Sanji here, just like that. I guess there is sort of a little bit of rhythm to it too, in the sense that Borsalino, Kizaru's so fast that he just like nothing, right? And so that's kind of like a shocking thing to me, and I think it's kind of interesting that happens there. I am a little disappointed in Sanji, who was like talking a big game, but then he gets kicked at the speed of light, and then boom, and then he shoots him here. I'm also disappointed in Borsalino, because Borsalino, I hoped he wouldn't do that to Vegapunk, because they were longtime friends, and I hope he would have helped. He would have helped him escape, or at least not tried to kill him. And he's following orders, which following them to the grave with orders. That's kind of a unfortunate event, right? And then no Vegapunk and Applegramps. I did not realize that was Luffy's nickname for him. It's perfect. The Applegramps, come here. But unfortunately, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, so Chopper will not be helping Vegapunk, and Vegapunk will be dead. Now, I saw like a comment that said, no, Borsalino cauterized his wounds, so that way he'll be okay. I guess that's a possibility, right? He could just cauterize his wounds and not really. But this one goes absolutely hard. When I saw this, like, whoa. So first, Saint Saturn, absolutely crazy, going more animal-like. And then Borsalino getting manhandled, but Luffy's face here, I mean, just look at that, right? You just look at how steady and how insane that is. It's like, whoa. He's going and he's stopping everything here. Boom, 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 boom. He's super serious. And there's no one letting you escape. And he's handling both an admiral and he's handling the Goro side. Now, of course, you could say both of them are weakened, right? But so is Luffy, even though God said food. I also like those straw hats still being there. I like how Luffy's able to go into the boat, but this is, again, real-time, insane panel. Look at Luffy right there, right? Vegapunk, don't die on me here. What are you smiling at me? Then beep, 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 beep. Mic check. I wonder, too, if this is, like, a final goodbye message. Because it looks like it's tied to his heart rate, right? is that when Vegapunk's heart rate goes down, he had something on video to play for the entire world. And yeah, it looks like he's gonna end up going. And maybe he'll die, but his satellites will still be around, right? Although I don't know if the like main one dies, if everybody else dies too, or if there's something like that. I'm sure Vegapunk will probably live on in some form or another. And to be fair, I honestly thought that Vegapunk might have joined the Straw Hat crew. I think he has a clear dream. He has a clear purpose. He'd add an interesting new element to the technology thing to helping him develop things. While Frankie is more of a shipwright. But yeah, it looks like he's probably gonna go. But next week, we get to learn about the truth of the world, and that's gonna be hype. There is no break, and One Piece is getting closer and closer. This was an amazing chapter. It did feel a little short to me as I read it, but I'm like, you know what? I enjoy it. Oda's got to keep after his help. And I do like all the new characters he's introduced. Like, yeah, you haven't met everybody yet. And it's just how big the Navy really is with all these extra vice admirals that they're adding. And of course, there's more and more people to be added with time. Because I'm sure the Great War is right around the corner, you know? Because the Giants are here, and the Giants are friends with Shanks. I wouldn't be surprised if they took him to where Shanks is. And then they go and like, oh, hey, there's that kid that got one shot. But I'm really enjoying this. My predictions probably for what's going to be learned about the world is that we're going to learn more about... we're probably going to learn more about the Void Century and the Giants. If I were to guess, it'd probably be something like... what would it be? Something like... Because I don't even know how much I want to speculate. Because if I speculate too hard, I feel like, it doesn't quite. But it's probably better than whatever I have in mind. So we've learned about like the ancient kingdoms, and essentially one of them removing the sword, and one of them, probably being Im, right? And so maybe we're gonna learn about this, about Nika being defeated by the world government, and the world government needing to like cover it up, and that's why they got rid of the century. And then maybe that the war before was like peaceful and everybody was helping each other, but then you had a group of other people who worked together ambitiously to stop a person, right? Because we learned that Nika was somebody who freed the slaves and he brought a smile to everybody, right? The silliest little warrior. I love it. But yeah, we'll probably learn more about that is going to be my guess. Unless Vegapunk's just going to do an announcement like, hey, the world government was built on murder and slavery and deception, and it still exists in this world, and we need to be really, really careful about this, you know? That would be kind of my guess. But hopefully we get something interesting. Like, imagine if Vegapunk tells you the truth about our world, and then he's just gonna go, like... the truth about the world is that the world government has infected you with like ligma, and they're like, "What? Ligma balls?" and then he cuts the broadcast, and then he just dies with like a Gotham joke. He's like, "Gotta," and then he dies with a smile on his face. We could probably learn about the D clan. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Nika was a D as well, or it was something that was passed on. But I think there's a lot that could happen here. But awesome. There is no break next week here. But of course, let's look at that amazing boom. This amazing cover here. Absolutely adored, Oda. And then let's look at this other amazing image here. Goes hard. And with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace.